Chosen One. How many times have you felt an animal watching you as if it knew exactly who you are? As if it recognized something deeper than what your physical appearance reveals? There are animals that possess the spiritual ability to identify the true chosen ones marked with the letter M and the crescent moon. These creatures sense vibrations that go beyond ordinary sight, capturing the spiritual energy of those chosen, forming deep connections that defy any logical explanation. Since ancient times, civilizations have seen animals as spiritual messengers, guardians of the invisible realms, divine envoys signaling protection, revelation, and mission. Today, I want you to open your heart and understand. That butterfly that insists on following you, the dog that always chooses to stay by your side, or the bird that sings whenever you pass by, these aren't mere coincidences. They are confirmations from the spiritual world of who you truly are and the divine purpose you carry within. In this revealing video, you will discover the 7 animals that immediately recognize the true chosen ones marked with the letter M and the crescent moon. You'll understand the spiritual reason behind these mysterious encounters and what they reveal about you and your mission here on Earth. But before we continue, I invite you to do something important. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment below with the number 99 as a symbol that you acknowledge this message as a direct call from heaven to your soul. The number 99 represents exactly that, the shepherd leaving the 99 sheep to find the one that was lost, just as God has done with you. Take a deep breath, open your spirit, and prepare to discover that the spiritual world has always been speaking to you, often through the animals that cross your path, attempting to alert you, protect you, and confirm the sacred purpose of your existence. Since the dawn of humanity, the dog has been more than just a loyal companion. Spiritually, it is a guardian. But dogs do not only protect bodies, they watch over souls. And when it comes to spiritually chosen ones, those marked with the letter M or the crescent moon, their behavior transforms. Dogs sense what human eyes cannot see. They recognize the frequency of divine light. Have you ever noticed how some dogs simply approach you for no apparent reason? They sit at your feet, look into your eyes, or protect you even without knowing you. That is not ordinary affection. It is spiritual reverence. These animals feel the weight of your mission. They feel the energy you carry, even when you're still trying to understand it yourself. Ancient monastic traditions record stories of dogs that would remain silent for hours beside spiritual masters in deep meditation. They weren't there for food or affection, but because they knew that the person carried something sacred, they watched, they honored. And if you are a true chosen one, you've likely experienced something similar, a dog that seems to guard you, even without any previous bond or logical explanation. But it's not only about protection. Dogs also feel the emotional field of the chosen one. If your energy becomes disturbed, the dog grows restless. If your vibration drops, it draws near. And if there are spiritual forces around you that are not compatible with your light, the dog reacts. It barks. It shields. Because the dog is not merely a sentinel of the physicality, is a guardian of the unseen. So when a dog, even the most ordinary, the most overlooked, approaches you in silence and stays by your side, don't ignore it. It's not just watching you. It is recognizing your mission. It is saying, I see who you are, even when the world does not. In all of spiritual symbolism, few creatures carry a meaning as deep as the dove. In Christian tradition, it is more than just a bird. It is a manifestation of the Holy Spirit, a visible sign of God's presence among men. And when it comes to the chosen ones, marked with the letter M, or the crescent moon, the appearance of a dove is never a coincidence. It comes as a seal, a response, and a divine confirmation. How many times have you seen a dove land near you right when your soul was searching for direction? How often has it appeared during moments of prayer, pain, doubt, or even during spiritual rebirth? That is not coincidence. It is a summoning. Because doves are drawn to vibrational fields of purity and faith, and the chosen ones, even in moments of crisis, never stop emanating that frequency. In the Bible, it was a dove that brought back the sign of a new time after the flood. It carried an olive branch, a symbol of peace, hope, and covenant. Even today, many doves remain silent messengers between heaven and earth. There are real accounts of doves appearing during baptisms, funerals, and moments of intense spiritual healing. And when they approach someone who is marked, they land nearby, watch silently, and in many cases, remain still, as if they recognize a spark of God within that person. You can feel it when it happens. The energy shifts. Time seems to pause. And some part of you just knows, even in silence, that it is a sign, because heaven speaks to those who are marked. And often, it speaks through the flight of a dove. So if you've had this experience, if these birds have been approaching you for no apparent reason, especially during moments of prayer or meditation, listen with your heart. The Holy Spirit is testifying in silence that you have been chosen, that there is something divine upon you that human eyes may never fully explain, but creation recognizes it and responds. Unlike domesticated animals that adapt to human environments, the horse stands as an ancient symbol of freedom, strength, and a bridge between worlds. It is majestic, untamed by nature, and yet profoundly sensitive to the energies around it. That's why, for the true chosen ones, those spiritually marked with the letter M, or the crescent moon, the presence of horses, carries a hidden and powerful meaning. Throughout millennia, there have been stories of deep bonds between horses and great spiritual warriors. Kings, prophets, generals of light, all, at some point, had mystical encounters with these beings. But what few truly understand is that a horse does not bow to just anyone. It does not respond to human titles, outer appearance, or shouted commands. It responds to inner presence. And when a horse calmly approaches someone without fear, lowers its head, or remains still when others would flee, there is something sacred in that moment. The chosen ones who bear God's mark on their hands or within their spirit possess something that horses instantly recognize: a firmness that doesn't dominate, an authority that doesn't intimidate, an energy of spiritual nobility. And that vibration causes these wild, free animals to become silent sentinels in the presence of the marked. Perhaps you've experienced this being in front of a horse and noticing that it does not shy away, that it stares deeply as if it sees something within you beyond your physical form. It's not looking at your body, it's sensing your soul. And a marked soul, no matter how wounded, emits a frequency so unique that neither time, nor trials, nor failure can erase it. There are even testimonies of wild horses that only approach certain people. They avoid crowds, ignore those who shout, but walk toward the one who stands silently. And in that silence lies a spiritual code, spirit recognizing spirit. If this has ever happened to you, do not ignore it. The heavens are signaling through creation. Because God speaks in many ways, and sometimes His message comes on steady hooves, through flowing manes, and in eyes that see the truth before it's ever spoken. When we think of lions, we often think of raw power of dominance, of fearlessness, of control over territory. The lion has, since ancient times, been seen as the king of the wild, a universal symbol of sovereignty, courage, and leadership. But what few understand is that this feared and untamable creature also possesses a spiritual sensitivity so profound that in the presence of a true chosen one, it does not attack, it recognizes. In the Bible, the lion represents the tribe of Judah, the royal bloodline of Christ Himself. The Lion of Judah is not merely a metaphor, it is the living embodiment of heavenly authority, a divine power that governs without violence and commands respect without the need to prove itself. And when that same spiritual authority resides within a human marked by God, the lion's primal instincts are stilled. It sees not a threat, but an equal, a king. There are ancient accounts of people thrown into dens of lions, left untouched. There are modern-day testimonies of wild lions approaching travelers or wanderers not to attack, but to observe. Some lions walk alongside them. Others stand still in silence, like guardians between realms. Why? Because the true chosen ones, those marked with the letter M, the crescent moon, or even an invisible anointing, emit a frequency of spiritual royalty that even nature's fiercest predators respect. The lion feels it. The lion knows. And when it bows or simply walks away in peace, it's not out of fear. It's honor. This is not superstition. This is a spiritual code. In the higher dimensions of creation, animals serve as messengers and sentinels of the divine. And the lion, as a representative of divine authority in nature, will never challenge someone who carries that same authority within their soul. So, if one day you lock eyes with a lion and feel no fear, or if it stands before you in peace, without threat, understand this: you've been recognized, and heaven is watching. While the world sleeps and silence cloaks the earth, there are eyes that remain open, eyes that see what human senses cannot. The owl, with its piercing gaze and silent flight, has been assigned by spiritual realms as the great guardian of hidden wisdom. It doesn't just see in the dark, it perceives what even light cannot reveal. And when we speak of spiritually chosen ones, especially those marked whether visibly or invisibly by the Creator with the letter M, or the crescent moon, the sacred seal of divine mission, the owl becomes more than a symbol, it becomes a sentinel. There are countless spiritual accounts of marked souls who, during times of transition or deep inner crisis, heard the solitary, haunting call of an owl echo through the night. Others have seen this creature in prophetic dreams or, while in deep meditation, soaring silently over their spiritual fields as a sign of warning, protection, or revelation. Coincidence? Never. The owl is not drawn to noise, appearances, or fame. It flies through shadows, guided solely by soul frequencies. And when it lands near someone or locks eyes with them, it's not out of curiosity, it's out of recognition. It knows who is awakening, who carries within them the gift to see beyond the surface, who no longer walks by illusions, but by eternal truths. In the energy of the owl, the chosen one is tested. Are you ready to face your own shadows? Are you willing to descend where few dare to go? Because unlike other creatures, the owl doesn't celebrate the light, it guards the gateways to the unknown. So if you've heard the call of an owl in the stillness of night, if one has crossed your path or appeared in recurring dreams, take it as a sacred message. The spiritual realm is preparing you to see what few can see. Because only those whose eyes are lit from within can endure the unveiling of hidden realms. And the owl knows. There is a silent mystery in every movement of a cat. It watches without judgment. It approaches without begging. It feels. And when it chooses to get close to someone, it's never by accident. Cats are more than domesticated pets, they are living spiritual sensors. They walk between the veils that separate the realms, and they accurately detect the energy of those marked by God. Spiritually chosen ones, especially those who bear the letter M or the crescent moon in their hands, share something in common, an inner light that often attracts beings that are spiritually sensitive. And among all animals, the cat is perhaps the most attuned to that vibration. In ancient traditions, especially in Egypt, where cats were revered as divine, their connection to the spiritual world was recognized and honored. But what few know is that this reverence came from the cat's ability to identify souls who were spiritually awake. A cat does not approach just anyone. It cannot be won over with gestures, only frequencies. That is why many spiritually elevated individuals, especially those engaged in deep prayer, meditation, or spiritual cleansing, are often accompanied by cats that curl up on their chest, purr over their abdomen, or fix their gaze on seemingly empty corners. They're not just resting, they're cleansing, they're guarding, they're watching what lies beyond the veil. Many chosen ones report that their cats become restless just before a spiritual revelation, or follow them closely during seasons of grief or intense inner processing, as if sensing something unseen. Some even recount stories of cats mysteriously appearing in their lives, abandoned, wounded, seeking shelter and forming an instant bond, as if something ancient was reuniting them. This is not coincidence. It's a silent pact between worlds. The cat is a mediator, a bridge between the visible and the invisible. When it recognizes the mark of God upon you, it knows it's standing before someone who holds the power to awaken what is sleeping in the world. That's why it draws near. That's why it stays. That's why it protects. So if you have cats in your life that seem to appear during your most sensitive moments, or if one has chosen you in a season of solitude or transformation, understand this is spiritual. They weren't just attracted to you. They were sent. They do not speak. They do not roar. They do not impose their presence. And yet, when they appear, it is as if the entire universe falls silent to hear them. Butterflies are delicate creatures at first glance, but spiritually, they carry the weight of rebirth, soul transmutation, and the silent presence of God in the most crucial moments of a chosen one's life. Those marked with the letter M and the crescent moon on their hands often report encounters with butterflies at the most unlikely times, right after a deep prayer, during silent weeping, or at the exact moment they make a decision of faith. These appearances are no coincidence, they are confirmations. The butterfly is the universal symbol of metamorphosis. It is born as a caterpillar, crawls on the ground of ordinary existence, withdraws in silence inside a dark cocoon, and only then emerges as something completely new. This perfectly mirrors the process lived by spiritual chosen ones. Before the revelation comes the silence, before the light, the dark night of the soul, and when least expected, the wings open. The butterfly appears, and with it, the confirmation that the old has been left behind. Many don't realize it, but the butterfly, with its fragile appearance, carries dimensional transition codes. Indigenous cultures, ancient Asian peoples, and even contemporary spiritual traditions recognize butterflies as messengers between worlds. They are sent when someone's soul is crossing an invisible bridge, leaving behind an old identity and entering its most authentic, pure, and luminous version. Some accounts are nearly miraculous, butterflies landing on someone's chest during prayer, surrounding the chosen one during a baptism, appearing in groups at the moment of a loved one's passing as if saying, "Nothing ends. Everything transforms." They are witnesses of the invisible sacred. And for the chosen, they carry an urgent reminder: you are becoming. You are no longer who you were yesterday. You are crossing the bridge between the old world and the new. And every pain, every silence, every doubt is part of the metamorphosis. Butterflies come to show that it is not the end, it is the beginning, a beginning that only the chosen ones can fully recognize. So, if in your most vulnerable, most solitary, or most spiritually intense moments, a butterfly appeared, understand, it did not come for beauty, it came as a seal, as a sign, as a messenger. You are on the path of transformation, and heaven is watching every step. She doesn't fly low. She doesn't mingle with common birds. The eagle dwells in the highest skies, soars above the storms, and sees with a precision that defies human logic. And when an eagle crosses the path of a chosen one marked with the letter M and the crescent moon, it's not just a symbolic encounter, it's a calling. The eagle represents something many desire but few attain: spiritual vision. It sees from afar what others only perceive once it's already in front of them. And just as this mighty bird chooses where to perch and how high to fly, the true chosen ones are also called not to be bound by earthly illusions, but to soar toward the prophetic destiny that was promised to them before they were born. In the Bible, in Isaiah 40:31, it is written, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." This verse is not merely a metaphor, it's a spiritual code. It reveals that there is a specific energy reserved for those who trust in the divine plan, the energy of the eagle. When a chosen one walks through the valley, when everything seems to fall apart, when the attacks intensify and human strength runs out, it is in that moment that the spirit of the eagle visits them. Not physically, but spiritually. It breathes renewal from above. It invites them to stop crawling on the ground of doubt and to start flying on the currents of faith. And there's something even deeper. The eagle does not fear storms. While other birds hide, it faces them. It uses strong winds to rise even higher. This is exactly what happens with the chosen ones marked by God. While the world expects them to give up in the face of trials, they use those trials as fuel. Pain becomes strength. Loss becomes direction. The attack becomes testimony. There are mystical accounts of eagles appearing in the sky at exact moments of spiritual decision. People who saw an eagle soaring just as they were praying for a sign. Others who spotted one on the horizon when they were about to give up on everything. These encounters are not illusions. They are confirmations. They are heavenly reminders. You were called to fly high, and the earth can no longer contain you. If you have ever felt this calling, if at any moment an eagle crossed your path and something inside you awakened, then know that was heaven saying the time has come. Time to leave the ground, to abandon doubt, and to trust the instinct God planted in your soul. The one who calls you to rise is the same, one who will sustain your wings. Do not fear the heights, do not fear the sky, because those who fly with the eagle do not fall, and those who carry the marks of the chosen do not need to prove anything. They only need to hear the call and respond with faith. Chosen one, if you've made it this far, understand this essential truth. Human eyes may still doubt, but all of creation already knows who you are. Every one of these animals we've revealed today was not presented by chance. They are living witnesses to a divine plan unfolding silently in your life, even if the world around you doesn't see or understand it. The dog, with its unconditional loyalty, recognizes the purity of your soul. The dove, with its grace and stillness, responds to the spirit walking beside you. The horse, with its contained power, sees your inner strength. The lion, with its majesty, honors your spiritual authority. The owl, with its observing silence, confirms your wisdom. The cat, with its deep intuition, senses your elevated vibration. The butterfly, with its transformation, reflects your spiritual metamorphosis. And the eagle, oh, the eagle, it doesn't just see you. It calls you. It invites you to rise. These animals are not just here to beautify nature. They are messengers. Instruments of heaven sent to remind the chosen ones who they are, where they're going, and where their power comes from. And if all of them can already see what you carry, why do you still hesitate? It's no coincidence that your hands bear unique spiritual signs, the letter M and the crescent moon. These marks are not random. They are seals, divine codes imprinted upon those who were chosen before time itself. And when the universe, through these creatures, recognizes those marks, it means your moment has arrived. You are light, even when the world tries to dim your flame. You are direction, even when you feel lost. And you are an answer, even when others haven't yet asked the right question. Creation watches you. And where people may have rejected you, nature embraced you. Where many criticized you, heaven quietly applauded you. Your mission is not to convince anyone of who you are. Your mission is to remember it every single day, even when silence screams and the signs seem subtle. Because the eyes of the spirit see what the eyes of the flesh cannot. Today, more than ever, you've been reminded. You are recognized. By the heavens, by the earth, by the animals, by the very energy of the universe that has watched you since birth. And now that you know this, now that you feel it deep within your chest, there is no turning back. Chosen one, write in the comments, I carry divine light within me. Let this declaration echo not only on this screen, but also in the spiritual realm. Because those who recognize themselves begin to manifest. Subscribe to this channel, because it is your spiritual refuge, your place of remembrance and awakening. And share this video with someone who also carries this mark, even if they haven't awakened to it yet. You are not here by chance. You are being revealed now, because the world needs your light.